Look, Kyronix hard carry, they'd be paying like $1.10, and the Dream Team, I reckon like 2.30.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so now it's time to head over to the picks and bans. We've got the Z being banned, and I'm guessing that is for Torsen, I believe, or
I
Steve.
reckon that's for Odyssey. He's known
Odyssey,
as
sorry, yeah.
just a fantastic Z player, nearly a Z one trick. So got to get it out of here. Don't want to see that rampaging Summoner's Rift.
All right, so while Tempo's breaking the room around me, the panel just fell off the bottom of his computer. But anyway, should be fine. The stream continues. Um, I'll let him deal with that in the background. But in the
Oh,
meantime, we've got the Zac banned away, and that's going to be for Plebigon. They don't want him doing what he did in Average Rivals Season 4, where he was an absolute menace on that pick.
and the Lilia band, that's straight for Tauren. He's a god at Lilia, simple as that. And the Vayne, right out for Beezer, Sylvia. He is also known as a fantastic Vayne player.
Yeah, for sure. And Lilia being banned away is kind of one of Peter's comfort picks. He's not exactly a natural at the jungle. I know he's been playing it a lot lately, so we're going to see a bit of variety come out from Peter, which is going to be really cool to see. But the Malzahar and Volibear banned away.
I could see that volley as potentially a flex pick because Pleb does play it, and Izoro, the mechanical wizard, does love his volley bear in the jungle, but he
Is
could potentially
this...
flex it into the mid.
There's no... Has Kyronix been playing Yumi? Because I haven't seen anything in the
I've
last
never
week.
seen a Yumi from him. It's just been Pyke, Senna, Rakan, bit of Lulu, that's it. If
Okay,
it's a
well...
Yumi, it's definitely first time.
No, okay, the Yorik's going to be picked for their top laner, Hemorrhage, also known as Amika. So Hemorrhage was absolutely dominating in scrims. I don't know if that's too much to leak, but he was absolutely dumpstering top laners. So Yorick is going to be one of those picks where he can be aggressive in lane, split push all game, and Shen's going to be the answer. I don't know about that.
This is not good for the Dream Team because, uh, what's his name? Amika is a Yorick one trick. Simple as that.
So I mean, the downside of Shen is that you're wanting to support your team, so you're often leaving lane. But Yorick's most ideal scenario is just
Just
shoving the
staying in
lane.
lane,
Yeah,
whacking the
exactly.
tower, just keep
I,
running it down.
I've even picked Yorick into Shen in solo queues. Like this is not ideal at all. So
Where was the Garen Sky? I wanted to see it.
I wanted to see it too, but they're going through the picks very quickly, so we've got to catch up a little bit. But the Hecarim picked up for Peter. I know he's been playing a lot of it in secret. He's gonna be pulling it out here and try and make a bit of a name for himself in the jungle. But
No,
Plebigon gets his cane though.
no, I have to say this is a fantastic game for Silas. Silas is known as a hard counter to Hecarim. The ult is fantastic to steal. So is Shen ults for
Yep.
Izoro. It's gonna be a great time.
Yep, so Lazy obviously new to the mid lane, but Plebigon in the jungle is just going to be too much of an influence to ignore. But Lazy's going to be picking up the Silas. I know he's been playing a little bit, and he's going to be versing the Ahri, so he will have that capability to escape, especially if he gets ganked by Hecarim. He has the option of a Hecarim ult or an Ahri ult to escape mid lane, so I do believe he'll be fairly safe in that regard.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Ari pick. I think Ari's just shit. Simple as that. So
Yeah, I,
hopefully it's a great time for Izoro.
I think Ahri can be situationally okay. I think in this situation, when it's on someone like Odyssey, who definitely has a lot of experience on the champ, it could be fine. But Odyssey, I don't think he's played in a long time, and Ari's actually been reworked. So, he's pretty much playing a champ that's changed completely. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
um,
well, it does suit the team. They are going, by the looks of things, a little bit of a dive comp. Shen dive in, he can E, taunt, whatever. Hecarim, dive king, and Ari with a ult. And how it got mini reworked, can just dive in even better.
yeah. So we're gonna have Yumi and Lulu banned away. They for both teams just don't want any of that kind of annoying safety kind of support. So both of them going to get removed, and also the Caitlyn, which is a very strong ADC at the moment, and we saw that in the last game as well.
But they have left through all the Cryonics champions. They've left the Senna, the Rakan, the Pyke, so maybe they think Cryonics can't hard carry.
Quite potentially. I mean, the Leona banned away is another kind of nod towards removing some of that hard CC or survivability. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of the most favorite kind of picks in these sort of tournaments have moved away. So we could be seeing something a little bit spicy, and that Tristana is going to hit it off.
That Leona ban is straight off to Officer Cuddles. He does love his Leona.
Yep, so we have the Tristana getting locked in over there, and paired with a good engage support, Tristana can be quite good. So I'm looking for something such as a Nautilus or something maybe along those lines.
The Jin! I
The
love it.
Jhin.
I love Jin at the moment. great CC with his W, super safe laning, just suits the rest of the team really well. They can play weak side, mostly funnel through mid and top with Jin, and the
So,
Rakan hopefully from
I
Cryonics.
mean, we could see a couple things from Kyronix here. We could see a Rakan. We could see something a little bit different. Okay, the Rakan does get locked in. So, um, wow. Okay, so I mean, both team comps have got very team fight oriented team comps, which is a common theme that we see continuously in these rivals. With Yorick being the exception, of course. But the
And the
last pick's gonna come in.
Nautilus,
There's the Nautilus.
you could see it from a mile away. They want to round out the dive comp with more engage, more hard CC for the Tristana. Level 2, be careful. They're going to dive on them every opportunity they get.
Yeah, and I mean, we predicted it pretty much to a T, and I think looking at it on a kind of paper value or just looking at it from broad, I don't really know which team has the strongest comp. I mean, what do you think? It's kind of
I think individually, I prefer the champions on Cryonics hard carry, Kane, Silas, Jin, all huge fans of them. But I think the Dream Team, just all their champions just synergize so much better. Their team has an identity. They want to go in, do as much damage as they can, CC you so you can't move, and get out. While Cryonics hard carry, the Yorick, he just wants to run it down top, split push. The Kane wants to dive in, the Silas wants to dive in, while the Jin wants to sit back and poke.
yeah. So I think the biggest influence or thing about this game is going to be the bot lane. I think that's where the win or loss is going to be held because if Tristana and Nautilus get ahead, right, then they Tristana's unstoppable in this
Who's
situation.
who's going to stop the Tristana? They don't
I don't
have
know.
enough hard CC other than Kyronix to stop that Tristana.
Yeah, exactly. So Tristana is going to be kind of heavily reliant to carry this one. And they do have a jungler that does enable a lot of bot fighting. So Hecarim, obviously, when he ganks, can suddenly make 2v2s into very fast 3v3s. So if Nautilus lands an ultimate, Hecarim comes in, they can just burst down anyone. So it's a very strong bot jungle combo. Whereas Jin Rakan, I feel like, kind of can get
Bit
dumpstered.
weak.
Yeah, a bit
Yeah.
weak until Kane can really come in and do much. But I mean, Kane's not going to really a champion early game, so you know.
Mm. Well, like the Rakana, he got counterpicked so hard. He just loses every time to every single aftershock support. He goes in, and then the Nautilus matches goes in because of the aftershock. He just can't
Yeah,
ever win the trade in lane.
Kyronix will have to play this a lot differently to how he'd originally or instinctively try and play it, which is, try and win the lane. He'll have to kind of take it in the approach of let's just go even in lane. Let's try not to die. Let's ward up as much as possible. We know Hecarim's going to be coming in. Let's put some deep wards.
That does not sound like Kyronix to me, though. That is the problem. The man likes to fight 24/7.
Yeah.
So even if the Kyronix is going 0-1, 0-2 in lane, consider that a win for the bot lane.
Okay, so I don't know if these summoners are official, but there's some interesting ones that Lazy has actually just spotted as well. We've got the flash on Hecarim. Now, I know it can be okay, but Ghost is usually the better option, I do believe. Um, I know I've spoken to Lazy about it previously as well. And then also Henry just going for the Ghost instead of the flash. So it looks like he's just trying to dominate Sky so hard, he just run him down in the laning
He's just
phase.
going to run down Sky, hit him in the couple times, dig a few graves, send him to the Grim Reaper, call it good night.
Yeah. So, yeah, all right. So just quickly on that, I mean, we're looking at all the summoners and stuff at the moment. There's not anything else. I guess the Ignite bot lane against the Exhaust is one other thing that you can point out. Which one do you prefer taking as a support, Exhaust or Ignite?
I very much prefer Exhaust. I think Exhaust is just stupidly OP. Does the reduction movement speed and also reduces the damage you receive from the target. So if you hit Jin with it and he's got his force shot, it'll hit like a pebble. And that's just Jin's strongest point, is that force shot in lane. If he gets that off, is basically doing half your health and just makes any extended trade fantastic.
Yeah. So only 15 seconds left before we go into game. Um, looking
Who's
at
your
everything
prediction,
else.
Damon?
My prediction? I
Yep.
mean, just based on the player's skill, I'd have to say pleb. You can't really. I mean, they are the favorites, right?
Yeah, I'd say they're the favourites for me as well. Even though draft, they may have better individual, but not team wise. I still got to go with the player skill on Cryonics hard carry.
Yeah. For sure. So, we're loading into game now. and we'll see what the teams decide to do in the early game. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just writing something down for tempo.
He's writing down what they're having for dinner. It's definitely lasagna with a side of garlic bread. So, how's everyone's day going? Mine's going pretty fantastic. What about you, Twitch chat? How is your day going? Billy, you love lasagna? So do I.
Lasagna goes pretty hard.
Oh, Garfield loves it too.
I know we did a food tier list not that long ago, and we were comparing kind of different nationalities or regions of food. And I remember, I think we were saying that the Holy Trinity has to be. Actually, what would be your Holy Trinity, Joe? What would be the top three?
Mate, we gotta hold that for a second. Billy's been a little bit of a baby in the Twitch chat. He's a bit salty. I gave Ducky MVP over him.
Oh, mate, mate,
But you have to live with it, mate. Life moves on. You can't go back in time. You
mate.
just
I
gotta
I would have given it to Billy because those roams were really good in the baby cages. But I mean, you're playing Vega, man. I mean, Ezreal takes a lot more skill, and that's just how it is.
I
So.
fully disagree. Veigar is the most skilled champ in the game. You press R, it takes a lot of brain power to do it. But I just couldn't give it to Billy because just Ducky was better.
Yeah. Yeah, well, unfortunately, Billy, you're not the one deciding, so take the L, loser.
Yeah. Oh, we're loaded
Um,
into the game.
we
We're
are
in.
we are definitely loading into the game, and both teams gonna be spamming those emotes off the bat. And let's have a look at their runes. Anything notable that you can see?
I very much do love how Kyronix hard carry has 3 conquerors. So
Oh
they're
yeah,
going to look for that team fight.
yeah, that is true. I mean, everything looks fairly normal. I guess the only thing that's a little bit contentious is Yorick going Conqueror. But if you're going to be playing more an aggressive style Yorick, where you're going to be fighting and meleeing a lot more, Conqueror is definitely the best option. Otherwise, I've seen Grasp in more kind of neutral matchups.
Are we going to get an invade from here on the bot side?
I think they're just trying to set up for a counter invade. I think they saw a little bit of Loki's game last and knew that some sort of invade or something juicy might happen. So they're just gonna prepare in case something does happen.
I do have to say, I'm not a fan of the Doran's Blade start on Jin. Either go boots with the 4 pots or just go a longsword with the refills. It's so much better. Get your spike so much quicker.
Yeah, actually, that's a really good point. Um, so the crafting pot start for Silas and Yorick means that they will have a lot more sustain. But they will have to base in order to refill those,
Mm.
obviously. And Silas being kind of one of those champs that runs out of mana like crazy, he definitely needs it. But we'll see how Odyssey decides to trade this mid lane since Ari's changed and that trading pattern has actually changed quite a lot as well.
Mm. Very good for Chronix hard carry. Pleb did want the leech from Hemorrhage because I reckon he just knew he was going to always have that winning top, so he was willing to sacrifice the top having starting position than the bot lane.
Yeah, and we should quickly talk about this kind of period in the game in the bot lane where this level 2 is about to happen. And they got to be really careful because whoever gets 2 will have the really easy advantage and have an extra ability up on the opponent. So, okay, the Ari charm comes through, and that's already an electrocute proc, taking Lazy down to half health. Ari, a bit of a lane bully with those changes. Um,
Mm.
Officer Cuddles kind of standing around, got to be careful of the engage from Rakan. But the level 2 does come first for the Kyronix hard carry bot lane.
Yeah, so with Pleb pathing down to that bot side, he's going to try and look after them if there is an engage from Officer Cuddles and Blue Dragon.
Yep, so Yorick already doing exactly what we expected. Doing a lot of damage to Shen. Shen's got to kind of work his way out and just really farm under tower for the first part, which is really hard to say because Shen is one of those champs where his CSing pattern under tower is really poor because he can't really.
All he really has is autos and that's
Yeah,
about it.
he has empowered autos, but yeah, that's literally it. So he can very easily miss CS under tower. So Yorick's an ideal kind of counter to him. So you can even see Sky here is going to be trying to get this, but he'll even struggle to get this cannon. I mean, hopefully the camera stays on long enough. But okay, oh, he missed it. I think the cannon shot it. I think. Anyway, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. And
Oh, excellent play by Hemorrhage there, blocking out the Hecarim.
I was about to call it a baby cage, but what is it? It's a Yorick cage. I guess there's no other name for it.
The Grand Wall, I don't know.
I don't know. The ring. The Yorick ring.
The ring would make sense. Yorick is a scary man.
He is quite scary. So, bit of a CS lead building in the top lane and also in the bot lane as well. But overall, fairly even. The pathing from Kane, he went down towards the bot lane to cover, like you said. And Hecarim going to be clearing his camps in the top side.
I reckon Ezoro, just his goal at the moment is just survive in lane. CS as safely as he can.
Yep.
Try and just get that mythic. That's all he needs to survive in lane, and then hopefully after that he can skirmish more, roam more, do more Silas maneuvers.
Yeah, for sure. So in terms of junglers, they both got their backs in. Oh, wait, no, Kane didn't back. He actually took the scuttle. I
Oh,
thought he was back. He's going to go for a gank instead. So he's going straight down on the Tristana. The Tristana jumps out. The GNW misses. And a knock-up does occur. But Nautilus is going to get out with a lot of HP remaining. I do believe Tristana going very low. But all in all, I mean, this does give them an opportunity to back as the bot lane. But it does mean Hecarim has a bit of a tempo advantage, right? Because what sums were burnt? Was there any sums burnt by the bot lane?
No sums burnt by either side.
I mean, you got to give credit to the bot lane of the Dream Team, though. For them not to burn sums, they had to show a lot of restraint.
Yeah, but yeah, Kane got to the bottom. It was beautiful.
Man, this Shen's just getting beat up right now. Sky
He's getting
having a hard
the
time.
shovel to the head. He's getting a concussion as we speak. Sky's just seeing marbles fly across his eyes.
Now, if Hemorrhage really wants to make Sky suffer in this lane, he can freeze this. He can cause a really nasty freeze because Sky's backing here, and obviously now you can't keep it to minions. So, I mean, this freeze, if he does it right, will be game changing. Like, how can you break him out of it?
Just can't. He's gonna need help from Peter.
Yeah, he
but
will.
Ezoro getting chunked a huge amount by Odyssey there in the mid lane. It is not going well for him.
Yeah, he's used all his corrupting pots now, and he doesn't have an item, obviously, so he's kind of just trying to survive as much as possible. The health potion's still for Ari, so the sustain is there, and that 10 CS gold lead shows kind of a lot. Shen trying to stop this freeze at the moment, but there's so many minions, I don't think he can.
Game on. I'm just getting word in. It appears to believe that Gamma and Lockie's game has already finished.
Wait, really?
Yes, but we'll report to you on that after this.
After this, because Hecarim dives in with a counter engage, and that's a bit of very nice counter jungling from Peter. And is he going to flash? He doesn't need to. Oh, he's going to die anyway. Okay. So, I mean, it's a bit of a greedy play. I don't know if it's worth trading the 1-for-1, but I know Peter would just kind of... A part of his ego was telling him to just go for that, you know what I mean? So...
I think Pleb will be happy with that either way. He got a kill, he got shut down gold, and he also got more points for whatever Kane form he's going.
In saying that, though, it's still 2 kills. And in that, the bot lane, Tristana gets caught and is going down with an ignite. And they're both health bars on the blue side are completely fine. So Tristana going out with their life. The bouncing grenade just barely misses off the tail end. That last bounce would have killed him. So he does get out with his life. All summoners for the Tristana burnt as well. But all 4 summons burnt for Jin and Rakan, though.
That was fantastic play by Kyronix. He knocked up the Tristana as she was jumping, but Sylvia, you can't miss those W's. It was there for you on a platter. You can't miss it, mate. Come on.
It's true. The Tristana would have been completely locked down there. And Kyronix will be spewing about that one. Alright, so...
I don't know about spewing, but he'll probably have a little.
Maybe.
Right to himself later tonight.
Alright, so there's an opportunity here for Peter to gank here, but Shen's taking so much damage. But Yorick goes down just as fast. Yorick going down to 30% HP. He's running for his life. And Mika, is he going to get away? I don't know. The Maiden is kind of slapping Peter from behind. Peter going down very low as well. And the Shen ult comes through very late. Yeah.
That was
very
a
late.
fantastic Shen ult, Sky. I've never seen a better one.
I don't know about that one.
I've seen many better ones, Sky. Don't worry, it's not a compliment.
Well, Shen's down 20 CS at the moment, so it's definitely looking a bit grim for him. And in the bot lane, a bit of CS lead mounting and also mid lane. So there's advantages back and forth. Shen doesn't have the TP and will have to sit under tower while Yorick just pushes him in. But he could go for a cheeky back here, potentially.
Hemorrhage already has basically his whole health back from those corrupting pots. So in the end, it was a fantastic trade for him. But then Ezoro, again, getting chunked down heaps. What's going on, Ezoro, in the mid lane? This shouldn't be happening.
Oh, Kane coming in from a gank over the top. Tristana jumps straight out. I mean, these ganks really aren't working. Nautilus does go very low. The Kane ult comes through. Nautilus could go down with the last shot on the Jhin ult, but the tower takes him down. There's a fight in the mid lane going down too, but we're going to focus on the bot lane for now. Hecarim comes in for the re-engage. Down goes... I know he stays alive. What's happening? Blue Dragon, just finish him off. Just auto him. Okay, finally takes him down while in the back line... Peter also gets a kill. So, in the end, they end up going positive, but that was a complete mess. I don't know what happened. Miscommunication? Who knows?
Everything's going on. There's a fight in the mid lane. There's a fight on the bot lane. All hell is breaking loose. Hemorrhage is pushing in Sky. It's an absolute skirmish, and I love to see it. He's already proving me wrong once again. Getting the kill off on the Ahri.
Now, Sky has to be extremely careful. This is where he can get 1Q by Yorick. He might have to just concede this and just stand back. He can't walk up to this wave. He's got to be really smart about this. 1Q and he's dead.
I know Hemorrhage has that Gru mentality. He wants his minions to do all the work for him. And are the minions going to do it?
Now, oh man, Hemorrhage knows. He knows that Peter will be sitting in this bush, so he's just chilling out. He's not playing too aggressive, but Peter's going to go for it anyway with the Hecarim ult. The Hecarim ult comes over and he gets feared towards the tower. The Shen taunt comes in over the top, and that's a clean pickup. I got to say, I'm extremely impressed with how Peter's playing this jungle at the moment.
He's playing it fantastically, but Hemorrhage, he just got too cocky, mate. You knew Hecarim would be there. Just back up. You don't need to prove you're a better top laner. We know it.
Can we, but like seriously, can we take a moment to talk about Peter as a jungler? I mean, you know, Pleb is by far the best jungler in this tournament, but Peter's just come out of nowhere, out the blocks. He's obviously been taking his coaching from Amity in absolute spades, because he's come in and he's counter-ganked him every time, and he's been there in every moment. And when he could see the threat of Sky dying in that situation, he was there. But in the meantime, Pleb's actually gonna make me eat my words, because he's coming in for a very clean gank. Odyssey overextending way too far. Is he going to escape? The charm gets him on the tower, but Kane does escape, so Odyssey will just live, barely.
Unfortunate gank for Pleb. Just a bit of a misplay by both people on that part, and then Torrent just coming in for, not a counter gank, but just seeing what's going on, saying, hey, leave my buddy alone. Don't do that.
Alright, so I've just got word in that the Peter Eats has arrived, so we will be dining like fine kings shortly, so... In the meantime, however, we will be watching this game unfold. I might have to hand it over to you, though, for a second, Joe, while I go pick up the goods.
That is more fine. Pick up the Guzman goods. So, hey, everyone. Hi. We got Amika doing a nice little chunk on Sky there. He's got a fat CS lead, like 40-ish CS and the hull breaker, so Sky's gonna be crying in the top lane. Pleb's just getting jungle diff, simple as that. Better luck next time, buddy. So yeah. Hi Waz, hi Thea, see everyone in the Twitch chat. How's everyone going? I'm pretty keen for the new Minions movie, Minions Rise of Gru, The Minions. Nothing's really going on. Plebegon's just sitting in the mid lane, keeping an eye on Odyssey. Knows he's now there, and they're engaging on Odyssey. The huge route, but the miss of the knock-up by Pleb. What is going on, buddy? I'd expect this from everyone else but you. Answering Twitch chat here. My favourite minion, you already know this. It's fucking Bob, without a doubt. Now, Hemorrhage going in on Sky, got the little wall around him, bonked him on the head with the shovel, sending him to the Grim Reaper, but he lives to see another day. So, Wazinski, as you are known as a Yorick, not a Yorick one-trick, but a high achiever on Yorick, what is the name of the wall? Just wondering.
I'm very sorry, Joe, I am back now.
Oh good, I kept it underground. You missed out on nothing, but Hemorrhage bonking Sky on the head. Sky flashed.
Sky's still dead, though. This Yorick is an absolute menace, and I bet Sky is complaining about how bullshit that champion is, because he's getting absolutely destroyed. Either way, Plebegon coming in with the re-engage. Peter obviously doing his absolute best to take him back, but there's suddenly a really good gank here from Silas. Lazy coming in with the cleanup. Gets 2 there, and that's a really good play from Lazy, taking the Hecarim ulti there.
That was fantastic coordination. Pleb went in because he knew he had that Kane hold up, and by the time he used it, that Izora would be there to clean up. Ah, yes, and thank you, Wazinski, for answering that question. Yorik's wall is called Dark Procession,
Okay.
so add
I'm
that
never
to
gonna
the
say
list.
that again.
Oh, I will every time. It is valuable knowledge I will never forget.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Wazinski. And you have won our Encyclopedia Award, so come to the principal's office after this game to
Mm-hmm.
collect it.
All right. So don't mind me. I'm just eating my chips, but
Fatty.
I will continue. I will continue casting nonetheless. So now Lazy's obviously got a bit of a lead with that 3K. He's even got a small bounty. So he as soon as he gets his first mythic, and it looks like he's basing to get that now. He's actually gonna be a menace, and especially in these roams.
Oh, speaking of menace, just reminds me of that time Mike in Despicable Me 2 drank the purple juice and just went a bit crazy.
Sorry, you made tempo laugh. Oh man. Oh, that's too good. All right, sorry.
Oh,
The Rift Herald fight is underway. It seems a bit of a 2v2 at the moment, but Yorick is there, but three members of the Dream Team, and Lazy's coming from spawn, I believe. There it is, 3v3. It gets taken by Kane. Kane go with the steal, and two members fighting back to back, but one goes down already. Hecarim taken very low, taken out. Shen going down as well, 3 for nothing. And the Everfrost comes through and actually lands on the very corner of the hitbox, and Silas suddenly becomes an absolute menace at this point. Lazy playing this extremely well at the moment.
they're doing as we said, leaving bot lane alone, letting mid, jungle, and top just carry the game. Pleb, he's redeemed himself. I shit talked him when you were gone, but he's proven me wrong about like every other time he does.
Yeah, he's definitely turning it around now. And that's not to say Peter's playing poorly. I mean, right then,
Peter's playing fantastic. It's
he
just
is.
Pleb played better.
In that situation, yeah. And in that 3v3, I think they're just taking so much damage and aggro from the Rift Herald. But there's a 5-man dive in the bot lane. What is going on? I feel like I've seen this on some LCS somewhere, but two members completely decimated and Pleb gets out absolutely unscathed. That was really high level kind of play there.
With the Rift as well, so much value for them. And the root by Ezoro, getting it on Torrent and the Jin ult, hopefully
Oh,
finishing him off. But no! Torrent getting away with the Hecarim ult, just in time.
that was a nice little escape from Peter there. But that bot dive was fantastic though.
Yeah, the fact no one cocked it up there and died was fantastic from Kyronix hard carry.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and there's still, the game is fairly even, but there's obviously an advantage for the Kyronix hard carry team. But you got a Tristana here and you got a Hecarim that are both quite strong at the moment.
I wouldn't say it's that even, but oh no, Sylvia getting caught out by Odyssey there with the charm and the simple 1-2, good
See,
night.
you never know, Joe. In these silver games, mate, you'll have ints like this, and suddenly champs become relevant again, like we had the Ezreal and the Veigar in the last game.
Veigar's relevant, mate. He's good.
Oh, mate. Especially if Billy's playing it.
Oh, true. Billy is like the second best Veigar I know after me.
It's true. Alright, so Yorick just going absolutely ham on the Shen, and look at this CS lead, man. That's 2 Qs and a few minions. Oh, Sky, is he dead? Is he just dead?
Amika threw
He's just
some
dead.
sand in Sky's eyes. Good night.
I told you this matchup was rough, but, it's going about as rough as I thought it would be. Amika running for
He's
his life.
popped the ghost.
And the cage actually saves him, and Blue Dragon pumping in the damage, sorry, and the pull comes in from Justin, takes down Noah very very low, but he pops the ulti, and Nautilus is the first person taken down. After all that, the Tristana ult comes through and shoves 2 people into the backline, and they get away with only 1 casualty. Could have been a lot worse.
The fact no one died on Cryonics hard carry is a miracle. I think this just shows how good Hullbreaker is. He was by himself and had 3 guys on him. And he did die and he's already back in the top lane with so much health, shitting on Sky.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they got to bail him out, because Yorick's just going to be pushing all game. I mean, what's the solution here? Hecarim going in very low. What the hell was that?
Oh, nearly picking off Cryonics here,
Okay.
but Sylvia picking off Torrent with the Gale Force.
Now, am I tripping, or did Peter just ult in on 20% health? What was that?
I think you aren't tripping. I think Peter just got a little bit hungry there. Went, ooh, a nice little piece of candy, wanting a kill, but he got a cavity and was not able to get it.
He did get a cavity. I mean, it's like a kid on Halloween. Except in America, you know, there's like razor blades and stuff in their candy. So
And Peter cut his neck open and died.
Jesus Christ.
What? He's in the fountain. He died.
I mean, there's definitely some truth to that. Definitely not
Yeah.
IRL, Twitch. Please don't ban us. Um. Anyway, so 2
Yeah.
dragons for the Kyronix hard carries. They're going to be really happy with that. And with the lead, they should be able to advance it. And Plebegon just seems to be stealing all these objectives. You had the Rift Herald, you had the Dragon. And now they're stuck in this kind of short little corridor. Plebegon being such an annoying menace in their side right now.
I respect him going up that much, just face checking and say, hey, what are you going to do to me? You do nothing. I'm going to say hi to you, run away, nana boogie.
Yeah, so Sky looks to be prepping to TP in here or use his ultimate. So he's backing at the moment. Could be buying some items right before this fight. Everyone's kind of posturing. Obviously, Kyronix hard carry has control of the river, has control of all the vision. So the Dream Team is going to be walking into some scary waters if they decide to fight this.
I wouldn't be surprised if Kyronix hard carry are just baiting the fight, just so Sky ults in and then Amika can just keep pushing that top lane and potentially get an inhib.
Absolutely. Now, a pick just comes off straight off the bat, and the Jhin ult gets popped down. Ari has to ult out of the way. Nautilus stuck in a position as well. Ari in the backline. The Nautilus ult comes through the depth charge, collecting the Jhin, but it's not going to do much. Not a lot of enough damage or follow-up at this very moment. But like you said before, Sky couldn't even TP or ult across because Mika is just too much of a threat in that top lane. Sky has to answer that. He cannot leave. He can't... Pretty much, you're playing with a champion that doesn't have an ultimate because you can't use that ultimate or else you'll lose top lane.
And Shen's ultimate's so good without it, you're just down a champ. It's not good.
Yeah, it literally feels like they're playing with one less champ. And Ari's going to come into the back here, try and pepper down this Yorick. But, I mean, this is a raid boss at this point. Like, can you even take him? Ari's not doing damage. 2 Qs and Ari will be dead. Ari's on half HP. And now Sky gets 2 tapped by this Yorick. He's an absolute menace. The Conqueror procking. Hecarim going into the minions. He goes down to very low health. Oh my god, no way, Yorick. Who is this man?
Oh.
Amika with the double kill. Now the triple. He bonks 3 people with the Q. He's going absolutely ham. Oh my god, Hemorrhage, you absolute menace. How do you stop this? This should have been banned.
Good night. Solomon Grundy rung the bell, said it's time to go to nap, sent them to the graveyard. Goodbye.
Now, if
Amika
that's not
is
worth...
on a rampage.
If that's not worth the highlight reel or an MVP award, I don't know what is.
That is one of the best plays we've seen in average rivals. To be fair, they haven't been that high quality in the past, but this man's really
And
bringing up
Justin's
the
just
level.
dead. He's just dead. Shen coming in with the taunt might be able to do something, and surely he dies here, right? Hecarim coming over
He's
the top.
gone.
He has to die. Hello? He has to die, right?
He
No way.
has to.
No
way.
Oh,
He put up a valiant fight. He
just-
brought so much time for the rest of his team. They're nearly getting the bottom inhibitor
It
just
literally
from
doesn't-
the Yorick being by himself.
it doesn't feel like I'm watching a real game. Like, what am I watching right now? Lazy looking to turn potentially. Pleb goes in over the top, lands the ultimate, and Odyssey is too eager in that situation. Blue Dragon trying his absolute best. The Shen ult comes down to provide some protection. Shen taunting, but it's too late. It's just gonna be a bloodbath. I mean, we're at 23 kills to 9, and Nautilus may even die here. Like, it's over. It has to be.
You could see the smart play from Ezoro
Oh.
and Plebegon in just...
Okay, so they FF.
Come on,
Which-
guys. We can't be having FFs here. We need to see the game play out.
Yeah, they're not allowed to do that. So
This is bad sportsmanship.
anyway, maybe there was some tilt there, and
Maybe.
someone RQ'd potentially. I don't know. Either way, I think the MVP is very clear. We will cast it over to Twitch chat, but I think you and I already know in our heads and in our hearts who the MVP is.
Yeah, I get the final say once again, but we'll let Twitch chat.
We'll let Twitch chat have
I
a
think
bit
they
of
have a
think about it.
choice. We got GG from Kyronix, GG from Plebegon, and Lazy Q.
I mean, how did Amika end up being a last round pick? Can you explain that to me? I mean,
I think it's just the other captains are silly.
yeah, I think so too.
Simple as that. That man should have been like a first round pick, but what's going on, guys? This man is the gravedigger. He will send you to hell.
All right, well, let us know in chat. Otherwise, Joe and I are gonna go for our votes here, but I think it's pretty clear. So
Pretty clear that I really wanted it to go to Neil, but he did carry, but not hard carry. And
Yeah.
the hard carry today Was it Mika?
It was Amika, also known as Hemorrhage. So Hemorrhage slash Amika, he will be the MVP of this game very clearly. Not really up for debate. So congratulations, Amika. You'll be joining the Joe watch party at the end
Yes,
of the
Pluto
week.
Nash on me. Just message me anytime and we can watch it.
How good. All right.
So,
So, I mean,
Damo,
I've got my burrito and I am very eager to eat this burrito. So, I think it's about time for a break.
but we do have word on that. Madison Beer Sims did win the losers
Oh,
game.
really? Okay, so Gam's team came last. I mean, that's a shock. He was first pick. He had the first pick and he controlled a lot of the draft, but that means Gamma's team's gone and we'll see Lockie advance through the losers bracket, which would be very interesting in the upcoming games.
And what we can see from what happened, Gamma did get his trusted Scion, but in the end, it was just a mid-diff by Wazinski, ended up going 6-1, showing tips for Dora how it's done.
Wow, okay. So, let's go to a break, guys. We'll be back very shortly and we'll bring you back some more games.